Well, hello there. My name is HW, and thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. Today, I want to talk about some tips for getting better worship tone on the Helix, and specifically, kind of for dialing in some really great worship tone with like verbs and delays. So, what I was playing you in the front there was the cloudy sort of a snapshot from the TJTW Rocket. It's not really important. I'm going for an AC-15 style thing, and I want to show you what I'm working with, and then I'm going to build the sound. I'm not going to build that sound because that sound's not really the best worshipy sound. It's just very ambient, right? So it's very shoegaze, but I want to talk specifically about worship and how to use a very bright guitar tone and how to use darker elements so that you can have a lot of verb and delay behind it. And so I'm using the A15. I'm also using a tone match preset. It doesn't really matter what I'm using so much. I want to talk about these elements. Here is my tone by itself. Check it out. So there we go. We're a little dirty. I'm going to clean us up just a little bit with these pickups. These are kind of hotter P90s, so I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to make us a little extra bright by bringing down the cut. I'm going to bring up the treble. I'll bring up the mid-range just a little bit. And hey, just for the heck of it, I'll even turn on a little EQ here where I've boosted some of the high end, and then we'll listen to this sound. I just want to make it bright. I want bright guitar, all right? So check this out. There we go, pretty good, pretty clean-ish, and kind of on all the positions there. You can kind of hear it's not telly bright, but it's bright for these P90s. Okay, why do we want the guitar so bright? Because I want to add a lot of darker elements. That's really the point here. I want to add warmer, darker elements so that I can use a lot of it, and my guitar still sits above those elements. That's really the trick here. So I'm going to use this this dual delay. And I'm just gonna listen to that darkness. I don't have much high end. I got a lot of darkness because I'm cutting the high cut down all the way to 2.5. Check it out. Here's if I don't do that. I don't want a ton of that. That's gonna fight me. I want to bring that high cut down, down, down. I want like no treble in it. Because when I do that, I'm going to be able to come up here and actually up the mix a fair amount. And I'm going to be able to definitely hear all that stuff, but I don't want it to get in front of me. Very dark. I like it. Now I'm going to do another thing here. I'm going to turn on another delay, but I want it to be after this eighth and dotted eighth because I wanted to make it like a galloping kind of thing. So I've got that on. I'm also going to turn on this Elephant Man, which I love. This is a rig I used to like kind of have in real life. I used to use some different delays in front of a Memory Man. And I'm going to up that Memory Man. I'm going to put this on a quarter note because I want it to repeat my earlier delays so that it creates a gallopy, syncopated kind of thing. So I'm going to up this mix. I'm going to up the mix right here to like, let's go like 50%. There we go. And there's no way to darken this delay, but we might want to bring the depth down a little bit so it's not too like chorusy. All right, you can hear the repeats are a little too loud for me, so. We've got no verb on, and it's already starting to sound like a thing. I'm also going to up this mix a little bit just to push the front of the amp a little harder. And I'm also going to up the threshold, and I want to feel the compressor. I want to feel it. verb, guys. No verb yet. Okay, I've got my dotted eighth and my eighth. And it's going right in. This is an old school Nigel Hedroff way to build this. Quarter note right here. That's making that gallop thing. Sounds like Sunday morning to me. Okay, I got the searchlights here, but I'm going to come over here and I'm actually going to turn on this dynamic hall, okay? And it's given me a cool thing, but I want to switch that up a little bit. All right, I want a little more. I might even actually add a little bit more feedback here or something. Maybe a little more mix. Yeah. Okay, on to the delay. I want the delay to be a little bit longer. So to me, above 4 seconds and you really start to feel it. Anything below 4 seconds and verb is just sort of can be like an always on thing, like 2 seconds is real short. I want my pre-delay way up there because I want that note to come out before the verb kind of kicks in. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's just put it at 175. I'll go for the biggest kind of room I can get here. Dampening, diffusion. Okay, damping, I also have down because I want it to be dark. Okay, so my high cut is also very far down. You see this? If I leave it all the way up, I don't want that hissy stuff. That really communicates you're far away to the brain. It really tells the brain like you're not there. And here we go. I got 48 right here. Now this is going to be a good amount of delay, like a healthy amount. Like that really sounds verbed out, but let's listen to it. Pretty verby, still pretty verby. If you want to take some of that verbiness down, because you want more, you want to be able to drive a little more, I'll add like a overdrive or something. But you know, this is sufficient for me. This is kind of the vibe I go for when I'm just like kind of playing and I want like some chord stuff. Maybe it's a little more of a down tune or whatever. And it's not all the way like pad ambient, but it's something, you know? I mean, it's something there, right? I mean, to me, that's a cool sound. I dig that. That's one of the sounds I go for on like a cleaner, slightly driven kind of thing. I'm going to bring this mix down to like 30%. I could go a little higher, 35 or something. And I'm going to turn on this guy, and this is my heir apparent, and I'll just use this like an overdrive for this sort of thing. And it's a pretty good like overdrive. It's my favorite overdrive in the Helix, and it's one of my favorites in real life. I'm going to up this. I'm going to up the tone a little bit because it's kind of a brighter thing we're going for. And I've got it on the distortion mode just because this would be like a little more of like a leady type sound. So check it out. you want less, you could, of course, take the verb down. You can even get rid of it. Secret of the pros, man. Stu G one time told me he didn't even own a reverb pedal till he moved to the United States. You can look up what year that was, but he had already won multiple like Dove Awards and had like many gold records by the time he bought a reverb pedal. So I'll have to ask Stu about that on a video soon. But you know, it's all like old school delay stuff because Stu was really influenced by the Edge. He didn't use a ton of verb either. And then, you know, a friend of mine named James Duke, who's played on a bunch of great John Mark McMillan stuff. And I think he's on some of the Church of the City stuff now. But anyway, he's been all over and he's had a bunch of stuff. Dude, I mean, he's been notorious for downplaying the verb and pointing out that all you really need is an RV5. The rest is all delay and stuff. And these stereo really verbed out big things are not always his style because there's a lot of overdubs and stuff. Anyway, you can look up some of the content he's made about that. I don't want to misquote him, but tremendous player who understands the power of delay. And a little bit, that's what this video is about. I mean, if you just take off this verb, you know, I mean, you really have... You've got enough like stuff, you know what I mean? The verb is really cool though. You can of course bring it down, but to me, bright guitar, dark elements, and you can just bring it way up. And then if you really want to just ambient like the heck out of this thing, you just turn this stuff up and you go for it. I'll leave you with that. I've been HW. Enjoy, my dudes. Enjoy. You can build this yourself. That's why I showed you everything in here. It's really about the verb. And when you turn verb and delay this high up, I'm going to tell you a little secret. It doesn't really matter what your guitar sounds like. It's just going to sound like verb and delay. I mean, if your verb is half of your sound and your delay is half of your sound and it's at 50%, it's at 100%, you're only hearing half the amp anyway. Half of your sound is the other stuff. So I would say if that's your sound, the rest of it's really not, like the tone is not that important. It just has to be a passable tone. The verb and delay are doing all the stuff. I'm an HW.